template here because it's very hard to search. So I am selecting any of the template. But generally what happens, what we create, right, template, we can create workspace, contract workspace using that template. So as of now, I'll select any of the template which is there in the system, in the test system, partner system. As it's a partner system, there will be a huge number of templates and searching is very headache. I'll show you how many templates you can find.
Rakesh, what do you mean by partner system?
So this is provided by Ariba to demo implementation partners. There will be platinum implementation partner, gold implementation partner, right?
Okay.
So depending upon their tag, we are platinum implementation partners for SAP
Okay.
over the globe. Getting my point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they give, it's like sandbox system, yeah. I mean for SAP ECC they give sandbox system, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Similarly, it's a sandbox system for Ariba. So I'm creating a workspace. You can see the fields, every field will be like, creating and sourcing project, copy from project, test project or not based language. So here we need to give the hierarchy whether it's a standalone agreement or, sub-agreement, master agreement or standalone agreement. I explained about, right? Master
Mm-hmm.
agreement is something, parent contract and child contract, having relationship of parent and child. Standalone agreement means it's a single agreement where the agreement is not having any relation with any other contract or agreement. Selecting the supplier. So this giving very high level details. See, there are so many templates are there, so selecting any one is very difficult. I mean, the one which we created is very difficult from this. You can see here we have 10 pages of template, 13 pages of template. If you keep on searching those, you cannot. So selecting any one of this template, creating contract works.
Rakesh, can you hold on for a minute? I'll be back. One minute, please.
Sure, sure.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. I'm very sorry, what if I got it? Not to get it dirty. Everyone came. Hello, Rakesh. Yeah, you can carry on. I'm there. I'm back.
I created contract workspace. Now you can see the similar type of tabs over here. What
Yeah.
we see in sourcing project also, like documents, task, team, message board. So even here we have phases like plan phase, prepare contract, supplier contract collaboration. So these are the phase according to the company. I mean, depending upon their requirement, they can design their own phases, right?
Okay.
So as this is an overview page, you can see the complete overview of the contract, like basic attributes, header field information. Now coming to the documents. So as I selected a template which is having all these documents, I can see all these documents like schedule A, schedule B. So all these are coming from uh,
Template.
the template. You can see the PDF. So let us now create so here are the tasks which are which are pending for approval. Once these are approved, when the agreement is generated, we can publish this contract. Before publishing, we can create contract terms for this contract. From here, I'm not getting this option. I don't know why. I think. Uh, So that day we saw, right, contract terms. We can create contract terms like supplier, how many days, if if the payment terms and pricing terms, and supplier rules and regulation. If you remember or not.
I partially remember. Yes, yes. Yeah, price. Yeah, yeah. Somewhere it was
Do
there.
one thing. Otherwise, I mean, you go through that video. I mean, session class.
Mm.
We created one contractors because I'm not getting here again. I need to check. Otherwise, I'll do one thing just. The problem if you're not selecting a correct template,
Mm-hmm.
no, it will definitely trouble in the time of creating this any project or any workspace. Searching for that contract workspace which we created that day. Just give me a moment. we got it. So this is the one we created that day. Yeah, I'm talking about this. So this option is not getting there. You can see Karthik, contract terms. So I have already created contract terms for this contract workspace. I'll show you how it looks like. Remember this?
Yes, Rakesh, I do.
Here we can set the rules and regulation for the this contract, how it should be. So these are contract terms. Like same we set in sourcing, we set the timing rules, market feedback rules. It's similar, but the thing is, here we fields are related to the contract, how it should, minimum commitment rate and the maximum commitment rate, release limits. So any doubts up to here, Karthik? So this is just setting up rules. This can be done by the enterprise users. Not, you just need to tell them these are the rules and regulations available. Depending upon your requirement, you can design your contract. Right?
Can you go to payment terms, Rakesh?
You just remember this. I'll show you in procurement how it is applied to the PO or PR, right? Payment terms.
Okay.
Just make note of this. I'll show you in uh,
So
procurement.
for catalogs, is it?
No, while creating PR or PO,
With
you can
catalog.
see how it is applied to. We can see the payment terms. We can see in by creating PR. When we select any catalog which is having any contract, this contract payment terms will be automatically attached to that catalog while creating PR. So you can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
So are we clear? Can we move ahead?
Yeah.
So this is how a contract workspace, contract management works. There are so many things in this. I mean, when we go deep regarding the authoring of contract, like creating clauses against agreement and creating sections against the agreement. So you can do a lot of things. But as of now, I'm moving ahead. If you have any doubts regarding contract management moving further, just let me know. I'll definitely clarify. But I think up to now what we discussed about this is more than enough for high level understanding or system. I mean, system, regarding system we can have. Okay, this knowledge is more than enough, I think. So if you have any doubt, just let me know, Karthik, regarding contract management.
Can you tell about this? We create these clauses and custom clauses and complaints, right, Rakesh?
Yeah.
And how about contract authoring? Can you explain in detail about contract authoring?
So authoring is nothing but creating clauses, creating contract terms and all known as authoring. Authoring, what is authoring? I mean, writing a book, the
Drafting
writer of
something.
a book. Yeah, so authoring is nothing but creating all this, step by step is known as contract authoring.
Mhm.
Creating clauses, creating agreement, designing contract terms comes into authoring, contract authoring. Getting my point? What?
Creating clauses and custom clauses comes under compliance or authoring.
So compliance is something where, uh, once we once we create clauses and attach it to the agreement, the following is known as compliance. As I said, compliance comes when we create a sourcing workspace and we send a request, contract request to create contract compliance. So it's a three-phase thing where in upstream, after sourcing, we create contract workspace. Okay. Then we send a contract request to downstream. So it will be created as contract compliance. Now this compliance will come when all the authoring part is done. When we are creating any PR referring to this contract, this compliance part comes. It is known as CC, contract compliance, downstream. Is that clear? I mean, want
Yeah,
me to
yeah,
repeat?
yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's clear, clear.
So I'll show you how reporting works in contract management analytical report. I already show you on that day, right? Last Saturday, 6 o'clock. So
Mhm.
we can have customized reporting over here. We can have pre-packaged report as well for contract management. So in pre-packaged report, we just need to run that report depending upon the requirement, like what are the count of contract created for this year with this supplier, with this line item. So those type of reports will be there in pre-packaged reports. If you want, we can run directly. If you want some customized reports, we can create from here, like by selecting facts and fields. So facts are nothing but from on which module or which solution you're going to select. Facts are something where on which attributes you're gonna create report. So I'm selecting contract workspace, procurement. Uh, where do you stay, Karthik? Hyderabad or
I,
somewhere else?
I stay in Bangalore.
Oh, but you are
How
from
about
South
you?
India.
Yeah, I'm South India. How about you? I stay in Pune, is it?
No, no, no. I'm from Hyderabad.
Oh, you are currently staying in Hyderabad itself.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm selecting contract. Uh,
Rakesh, like how many years of experience you have, Rakesh, in Ariba?
Pure Ariba, I'm having three and a half years of experience purely on Ariba. Apart from Ariba, I was working for Java. I mean,
Oh,
Java,
oh,
because Ariba on premises is a Java platform. I mean,
correct, correct, correct,
developed on
correct.
Java, yeah. So by that I got into Ariba. I mean, my Java experience I got into Ariba. So priorly I
Oh.
was working for on premises, where we
Okay,
are
okay.
responsible for creating this XML document. I mean, in Ariba they call it as AML, Ariba Markup Language. It's
Okay,
having
okay.
its own mark language. So we are responsible for creating those and change requests. We were supporting actually for one company, and post that I directly jumped to cloud solution where we started implementing. So it was like luck, getting into Ariba. I mean, I was not
Functional.
never expected to get into any other solution, I mean, apart from Java. I completely changed my my field actually, because from technical, coming into functional is very difficult.
Very difficult, yeah. Actually, like it is very useful, you I think, right? Because when you raise some issues to Ariba Inc. in future, like even they give some solution, something so and so issue they could not also figure out. You can understand, right? So and
Exactly.
code level changes because you
Exactly.
worked on premise.
Exactly. Even we were suggesting them for last implementation. We were facing problem in integration, because, as I said, they have to enable from there, and they have to enable the parameters from there and integration. Ariba, from Ariba. So they were also facing some problems. So they were saying so and so problem. So we used to say them that bug is on this line. So try to go and check the code on this line. So, being a
Rakesh,
person,
when are you
they
going to explain this parameters table?
sorry.
There's something called parameters table or parameters backbone of Ariba functionalities which we want to implement, which we don't want to implement.
So
We get some.
parameters table will be lying with Ariba, not with us. We cannot even see the parameters table. So
That we
if
okay.
we want any functionality, we'll ask them to enable that parameter responsible for that functionality. They'll just go ahead and enable that parameter. We can be able to use that. That's it.
So initially they will be provided an Excel sheet like if you want to auto close the PO after 15 days or 20 such functionalities after, like suppose the 10 laptops were delivered and 9 we have, sorry, 10 laptops were ordered, 9 we have received, and if we had set tolerance level equal to 1, then PO level should be automatically closed. Such functionality I heard, like such functionality we can give it to Ariba using parameters table, like in that Excel sheet what we get,
Exactly.
something like that.
So we have to give them that requirement. They'll just enable that parameter. I mean, if you see what happens, we'll have the parameter name. Just a moment. Yeah, I'm sorry, Karthik. So what I was saying, yeah, parameter table will have parameter, I mean, defined with exact name. But the thing is, everybody won't know all the tables, parameter tables. So what we do, we just tell the requirement. So and so is my requirement. So they'll definitely find out, because they know that which parameter is responsible for which field. So they'll know that, and they'll go ahead, and if you know the parameter beforehand, you can just tell them that go ahead and enable this parameter without telling your requirement and all, that is not required. So if you want to see that parameter table, I'm not sure whether, just give me a moment.
So on-premise you are doing all this, enabling, disabling the features, functionalities, what you wanted.
Enable, disable, we cannot do that. That is for sure.
On-premise model, you are doing it by yourself.
On-premises, whatever you want, you can play around with. You can create new forms and you can have whatever functionalities there. We used to create invoice e-form where they don't have invoicing solution, but they want to capture the invoice payment with the Ariba solution. So we created invoice e-form where they can capture the complete invoicing information and keep it for reporting purpose. So those type of forms we can create, like we can create dynamic forms, we can savings form in upstream. That is nothing but sourcing. But in cloud, we cannot create forms for upstream. Downstream, at least we can create for e-forms, but upstream we cannot create any forms for administration. So let me see whether those parameters are available or not. Let me see.
Okay. So Rakesh, after the spend visibility, like, are we going to wind up the session, or you are going to explain something again before
No,
creating the spend
we're
visibility?
gonna wind it up.
Okay, so before that, actually spend visibility report, I think we don't have much to do. We just need to, click some buttons and we
Exactly.
for our requirement data. So I have a few doubts, so we'll discuss on those.
Sure. Go ahead.
10 minutes. Actually, this, actually in the project where I'm like in this Ariba team, I told you earlier, like as an Ariba team who sits beside our team in the for the same project. Actually, what they're telling is for their Ariba suppliers, as of now, they have not built or they're not doing transactions on Ariba supply network. It's still an implementation phase, and the ordering method sending PO, they are using the existing functionality. Okay. I don't know how they are sending. I believe they are sending through SAP ECC.
Okay.
There are four methods, right? Fax, email, server, and EDI. You are aware of this?
Regarding SAP, I know how to send from SAP ECC, but so that is also known as offline process only. I mean, sending from
Yeah,
fax
yeah,
or yeah.
yeah.
There is not automated process or e-procurement. That is not doesn't comes into e-procurement. So yeah, but we are tackling a client which creates requisition from ECC and sends that requisition to Ariba for creating PO. Once the PO is generated, it will again send back to ECC. So we tackle a client.
Okay. So you have seen this SAP ECC PO screen anytime?
No, I mean, I did not. I saw the RFQ screen. I mean, how to create
Okay,
PR
okay.
and RFQ, but
Okay.
not PO.
So can you tell me what is this PO invoice and non-PO invoice? PO invoice means like the normal way we create a PR, then PO gets generated, and the invoice will be paid based on this PO, right? What is non-PO invoice? Which has
Non-PO
no
invoice,
PO.
yeah, we can directly create a contract. Any agreement we can create from any agreement.
Okay, you can create from any
Yeah.
agreement, contract. That means
Yeah.
contract invoice. Non-PO invoice means contract invoice, is it?
Let me give you exact definition. Just a moment.
Hare Krishna. You are calling me from down? Hare Krishna Prabhu. You are calling me actually?
No, no. If anybody is there,
Why Prabhu? Why? What do you want?
someone send outside.
For what?
Outside is really.
What is it? Pradeep Prabhu is there.
Where is this allowed?
I don't know, he was here sometime back. Either it should be this way.
Pradeep, no. Who's inside option?
I'll check it.
Don't ask me.
Can you see my screen, Karthik?
Uh, Actually, no.
So yeah, Karthik, have you heard about BPO, blanket purchase order?
I heard it's like a blanket
Blanket
purchase
purchase
order is
order?
like
Yeah. So I
there is
think
no receiving. I didn't hear much. I don't have exact idea, but like we create suppose in our office, suppose there is a every now and then we need tissue paper, and every now and then we need service day by day. So instead of creating PO every time, normal PO, we create a blanket orders for 2 3 months or 1 year, and then they will be doing service. Is it the way?
exactly, exactly. So what happens when we don't know what item we need to buy? So we create an agreement with some amount, with uh, some amount. So what we call it as blanket purchase order. So it will have some limit. You can go ahead and create up to that limit. You can go ahead and buy anything we required on an ad hoc basis. So I mean that is in ECC maybe called as non-PO. Here we can call it as BPO, blanket purchase order. So here we need not to create any PO. We can directly create, from blanket from this agreement, and we can flip that, and we can have as uh, what we call non PO based invoice.
Okay, is it like this? Like first we have to create a contract with them, is it?
Exactly. If there is no PO,
Then,
we should have something, right?
okay, yeah. Some basis should be there. Okay. So we create invoice for that contract.
Yeah.
Okay, till what amount, like how much amount,
We can
like
specify that
how
in contract. We can specify that in contract. We have to specify that in contract.
no, suppose we have created a contract for 1 year, and in that contract we have to specify that 30 days, once in 30 days we need the service, or like that.
Sorry, Karthik, come again.
No. Suppose for our office, I've created a contract for 1 year with one consultancy, assume one
We
agency,
need to specify
and
the amount for BPO. We have to specify the amount, how much amount you're gonna create.
okay, this contract will be suppose some suppose some 10 lakh, assume 10 lakh rupees. So we have to
Okay.
create. So only 10 lakh rupees we can use that contract,
Exactly.
invoice.
Up to 10 lakh rupees, you can use that.
Okay, again after that, suppose if you have made a contract with 10 lakh rupees, so invoicing can be done only till 10 lakh rupees, sir.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. So Rakesh, do you happen to have any document on this blanket purchase order?
Yeah, of course I have. You want me to
Can
forward?
you? Yeah, Rakesh. Yes, please.
Done, done, done. I'll do that.
Okay. Okay. And one more doubt actually. Can you tell me this? We didn't jump into invoicing yet, but I just want to know because these people are actually by permission of manager, I'm actually attending KTs also, something like that. I'm simultaneously working. That's why I'm so much busy. Transition KTs, the project is going to other company, SRM. So I'm simultaneously giving KTs to them and continuously receiving this Ariba KTs also. don't know what will happen. And this invoice payment, like how does it happen? Once we create a goods, we create one of the sender receipt or destroy receipt, create the confirmation, and then after that, how does it go for invoice like payment to the vendor?
See, in Ariba payment, yet not released in India. I mean, not only India, in so many countries it's not working, Ariba payment. So up to invoice, generally we go with Ariba invoicing. So Ariba payments, I mean payments related, we go with some other legacy system or something like that.
ERP or SAP for
Yeah.
payment.
So what exactly doubt yours is like how we pay, right?
Yeah.
So it can be
Like
done once invoice is generated. So we can export that data to some other system, legacy system like ECC or anything. So
who
from
generates
payments,
that invoice? Who generates? Supplier has to generate an invoice, or a
yeah,
buyer
obviously
has to generate?
supplier has to generate the invoice. Buyer will generate receipt, receiving end, right? And
Okay,
supplier has
then
to generate invoice against that receipt, and there will be three-way matching at the buyer side, which is nothing but invoice reconciliation, we call it as. Three-way matching is like you match, I mean buyer will match uh, PO, receipt and invoice. Three will be matched at the same time. Once it is matched, then they'll if there is no exception or there is no conflict in the invoice, then it will be okay to pay. Go ahead and payment will be done from any way you want. Actually, what happened, Karthik, is like, we don't have network access for demo also. So I can be only help you out with, creating requisition and converting it into PO. I'll show how PO looks like. The status of PO changes up to there. But, apart from this, we also have one more channel where when we send PO, right, it will be sent through network. And we have network access also. I mean, buyer will have network access once they have license. So in that network, they can go log in and check what is the status of the PO, like shipment status or receiving or receipt status. So the status which is sent by supplier. So they'll have mail, likewise supplier will also have network access where they go into login and they check for uh, any order which is pending on their end. Getting my point?
yeah. Actually, can you tell me once the goods are delivered to us, the supplier creates an invoice against that PO.
Karthik, Karthik.
Yeah.
I cannot hear you because of that dog barking. Yeah, now okay. Now okay, go ahead.
Actually, there are two, three neighboring dogs here. They are shouting in the morning. People pass this way. uh, because okay, actually, once the supplier creates an invoice against the
Yes,
goods that delivered, then how this
yes.
invoice reconciliation happens? Invoice reconciliation is done by the approvers. We create an approval flow for invoice also.
See, it will match automatically. If there is any exception, it will notify the people responsible for invoice reconciliation. There will be a team in that we can specify invoicing team, right? Reconciliation. So it will notify that team. Otherwise, it will automatically check. It will be done on network. Getting my
Okay.
point?
While
It will be
creating
done on
invoice,
network.
while creating invoice, like what are the reconciliation errors? What are the common reconciliation errors or things that we get?
Reconciliation error is like, if there is a mismatch in line item, like for suppose in PO there are 10 line items, but in invoice we have 11 line items. So it will go for check and it will create error. when we have, what we call that, I'm not getting the exact name. Uh, I'll tell you just a moment. So where, for suppose my PO is of $10, right? And I'm creating invoice of rupees $11 or 10.2 or $10.3 for suppose, just an example. So up to 10.2 or $10.3, it will be accepting that conflict. I mean, up to 10.2 is okay. This can be acceptable. Above 10.3 or 10.2, it won't be acceptable. So that feature also, I mean that thing also we can set on network while reconciliation. So we can set it. It will automatically reconcile the invoice depending upon the receipt and PO, and the invoice will be approved, and payment will be done. So I'll show
This
you
is
how. I mean, if we
this is
discuss
tolerance.
now.
Okay, okay.
Sorry.
This is tolerance level. This is called tolerance level, is it?
Exactly. I was forgetting the name again and again. Tolerance, invoice tolerance. Yeah,
So
thanks.
the supplier who is creating the invoice, he doesn't get any error. See, we have PO we have created for 10 items and receipt also 10 items, and invoice he can generate for 11 items also. Supplier does not get an error for doing that.
Exactly. Good question. First of all, supplier won't be able to generate that. I mean, if it's like line items creating again, if at all he's generating, I mean, if at all he's doing that, it can be reconciled at the network. So first of
Can
all,
gen-
he won't be able to do so if he is doing, I mean, like amount he is giving. For suppose what happens for 100 items, partial delivery will be there, like receiving status will be there, right? So in that case, sometimes what happen, he create invoice for full line items, like 100 line items, but he delivered only 10 to 15 line items. In that case, maybe invoice will be generated with full amount, but here at the time of reconciliation, it will compare the PO and the receipt, right? In receipt, it will be only 10 items. Getting my point? So at the time of that, it will be reconciled.
So, suppose I have 100 items ordered and it has went to supplier, and now I realize that I need some more 10 more items. So
Exactly.
I can ask supplier to deliver me 110 items, and once I receive 110 items, I'll create a PO change.
No, I didn't get you. What you are saying?
So actually, I have ordered for
Created
100
100
items,
items. Yeah, yeah.
and it
And you want it to be delivered by 110, right?
yes, yes. I don't want to create, PO change now itself. Once items are delivered, I'll create PO change.
Then it's your personal, relation with the supplier, because in system, if you want the supplier to deliver 110 items, you have to do, because system don't understand relations, right? You have to do so. If you can ask him to just deliver, I'll create a PO out of the system, and once the goods are delivered, you can go ahead and change the PO. So simple.
Good.
System won't understand the relation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You
yeah,
just
yeah,
give
yeah.
me,
I,
hey,
I,
I'll
I, I got it.
yeah.
I got it. My question is, like, while creating invoice, okay, while creating invoice, you should be able to create invoice for 110 items.
Okay. And you want to
Once,
change the PO in after invoice is generated, is it?
yes, yes.
No, I think that is not possible, Karthik. I mean,
Okay, first we
practically,
have,
I never
uh,
checked it, but I don't think so it is possible.
okay. And what is this over receiving, under receiving? Can you tell this also?
Same. Over racing and under racing is something like if you created 100 items, and if you received 90, only 90 items, that is under receiving. If you're
Okay.
receiving more than 100 line items, that is over receiving.
Okay. 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 Right. Okay.
So
And
when we see the
actually,
system, right, you'll get a better idea, and keep your doubts. We'll definitely discuss on this. If not with Kasi, we definitely discuss, personally like this. I mean, so that it
Sure,
will make more sense. I mean, it will
sure,
help you out, right?
sure.
Yeah.
And how about this invoicing part? You'll be showing in the system invoicing generation,
I'll try my
reconciliation.
level best. I'll try my level best to show, but if not, I'll definitely show you at least, how it looks like in screens or presentations.
So invoicing has how many parts? First, creation of invoice, invoice reconciliation, and invoice payment is done from SAP. Only these three parts.
There. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Rakesh. Thank you.
Any other? Definitely just keep your doubts. I mean, note it down. Definitely we'll discuss on this. I'll send you the BPO document.
Sure.
If
And
if you're
tomorrow,
curious, I'll definitely send you that P2O or P2P documents also. Just go through that. As you're saying, you're more into procurement. I'll send you those documents. If you have any doubt, just be prepared. We'll discuss this. Okay.
sure. So what is our next class on procurement?
Wednesday, yeah, procurement. We'll start.
So can you just send that procurement document? I'll just go through that
Sure, sure.
before coming to the session again.
I'll definitely do.
Okay. 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 Thanks, Rakesh.
Next is on Wednesday, right, Karthik?
Yeah. Wednesday. Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
see you on Wednesday, Karthik. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, Rakesh. Thank you. Govinda Madhava Navani